Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk here at MSI 2022. We just witnessed another G2 victory.
Yes.
And it was admittedly very close in the gold game. And as we take a look at the draft, we can talk a little bit about the picks that we saw. But at the end of the day, it still felt very controlled from the G2 side.
I mean, their type of control, perhaps, maybe, because there were still like kills all over the map going through, and there were still people like faltering a little bit, like Brokenblade dying in side lane, giving you some points as well.
I appreciate it. The only thing I don't appreciate is how much hope they're giving me. We actually had a goal lead.
Yeah. And then they stole that Baron.
And we had a Drake league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I don't appreciate this, guys.
But what? Don't you want the building hope before you head into the Rumble stage?
Hope is no good if I'm just going to crash down.
So you'd rather just live in like
I know
the
it's getting
dirt
pretty
than be like
philosophical,
lift.
but
I feel like this is the
Yes.
MJ quote all over again.
Yeah,
like
this
that
is
was landing
Right out of 1984, I would rather have zero hope.
Okay,
1984.
that is grim, Raz. That is very grim. Anyway, Game 4 highlights. It was super, super explosive. There were a lot of back and forth exchanges, fights, a lot of crazy, wacky picks. And so we can take a look at some of these moments, some of these things that happened. And I gotta say, this looked good. I liked Vulcan Leona, and then suddenly a monkey came over the wall with a weird Birdman strapped to the top of him, and it just all fell apart.
Yeah, it's almost like those Wukong buffs finally mattered a little bit, but it's like they feel this false sense of security due to having Inspired in the background, but Inspired is not there on the play when they're committing. Yankers is, and just like that, it's turned around. And plays like this, where, you know, it is why I'm saying it wasn't as controlled. Yes, Caps is going on top, but this is still jojopyun pushing onto inhibitor turrets in the top side. It's definitely not as clean as we could have liked it, but for clips, for montages, this game was phenomenal.
Yes, it was just a fun game. And it also just reminded you that when you give Caps power like that on Sylas, the ability, the mobility, the creativity, he shows you what he was able to do throughout his entire career. This was just a fun game.
It was just flashbacks to like Gen G as well when he was playing Sylas in that match and completely taking it over. You can definitely tell that, as you said yourself, this is a champion with creativity that allows him to play his personal style.
Yeah, team-wide creativity too, because the game just kind of blew open from the TP that Brokenblade had. Just basically collapsing on the team. If he sees an angle, they go for it. That's something that will carry on throughout the tournament. So I'm looking out for that one.
Yeah, well, speaking of Caps, OP player of the game, none other than Caps, to the surprise of nobody, but he's been popping off all tournament. Obviously, this game had a number of highlight plays, but just across the board, honestly, player of this game, and I think player of this group most certainly, he's a guy who's had so many highlight reel moments.
This is just ridiculous to see, this specific fight, right? Because at this point, you think it's a done deal. He goes into stasis, Leona ends up walking away, don't even want to try and steal this, or like, but no. He gets the regen HP, he ultimately ends up getting the kill on towards Impact, and so everyone's like, oh, we actually have to come back to finish him off. A little crazy. I
generally just feel like everyone who played against Sylas and solo queue had this happen to them as well. They've seen the PTSD. They know what's happening in front of them. But Vulcan, his dad's just away, and it kind of just allows Caps to do Caps things. And he continuously does this, either be here in the mid lane, but also just in this game as well, when he was stealing Tryndamere ultimates, diving on towards the Nexus, just trying to find a kill for the sake of it. I mean, the reason this game was prolonged as well was because Caps so single-handedly stole a Tryndamere ultimate, ran into 4 people, didn't get a kill, died, and then he had to go a little further.
Yeah, well, I can't see the stats in front of me, but like just talking about the like tournament-wide so far for Caps, he has just been stellar. The Zoe game, where he's obviously rotating along, we kind of expected that from him. But also, if we just look at his Anivia game, where you just expect him to be a lot more clinging on to the mid lane, trying to farm up, calling for help, vision and everything. No, he's the one roaming. So his kill participation, even off of that Anivia game alone, has been ridiculous.
So here's my question. Cap stock in the West, at least, all-time high. People were watching out plays. They saw the playoff run. Is he the best mid at the tournament? Where would you rate him amongst mids at the tournament? Because right now, I know he's in the running with FLICKR and Xiaohu.
Yes.
But where is he? Is he third? Is he second? Is he first? Quick hits. We can have a deeper discussion at some point later, but just want to know where you think right now.
I'll call him 2, and the reason why I'll only say 2 is that I feel like in lane, there's still questions to be asked when you only watch him play against jojopyun and Kisee, for example, in the group stage instead. But I also feel like he's definitely the flashiest mid laner we've had so far. So in terms of entertaining mid laner to watch currently, I'd actually put him as 1. But in terms of going up against the others in laning phase, I'd have to see it. It's really difficult to make the
super important,
assumption.
entertaining mid laner category.
You know what's hilarious? Trevor Quickshot asked this question yesterday, and my answer was Xiaohu. Now those games are invalid. My answer is Caps. Because he still has 3 more games. So if you want to ask him by the end of the day...
There's just more footage of Caps at
we
this
need
point.
to see
we
more
just
footage,
forgot
basically.
Those games. Anyway, new analyst objectives cleared. We're not calling it bingo. We should never have called it bingo. That's my bad. Analyst objectives cleared. Jat is out for the day, so Raz will be taking his spot. So Inspired has spoon-fed Danny. Brokenblade has died on Evelynn. Impact has killed Gangplank, and the casters have indeed say Legacy. 3 points left for each one. Reminder, whoever has the least points at the end of the day is going to have to do a monologue of the others choosing.
Oh my goodness, what have I signed myself up for?
And Guldborg has discovered that if he just hides the Katarina dagger that has been hidden in the studio, that Raz will never find it, and he can potentially win that way. And he has been on the hunt. This is secret behind-the-scenes footage of them just searching the Euphoria studio.
So Yinsu told me that it was probably in this studio, right? So we ended up looking for it, and I was just wrong. In fact, you were trolling me the entire time, saying you may have hit, like you hit it.
I had to bluff because I found this Euphoria studio before you. I knew you were coming, and as soon as you arrived, I was like, haha, I've hidden it so you can't find it. Because I didn't find it, and I had to make you give up.
I feel like this is rigged against me, by the way. So, like, I was also looking up at the rooftop. This is the camera following me, too. So when I noticed the camera was following me, I was like, no shot, they're playing tricks with me.
All right, we've got an interview standing by before we go. Here's a hint for both of you before we head into our next game. While the dagger is kept with something cold, the altitude where you were searching was wrong, though bold. We didn't have to rhyme, production, but well played. I didn't write that one. Shout out to you. So think about it. Altitude wrong, cold, something. Anyway, for the Verizon post-game interview, Yinsu is now joined on stage by G2's Brokenblade.
Thank you very much, Drakos. I have Brokenblade here with me. Congratulations on yet another victory, but I want to quickly talk about a draft for a second. Were you expecting the Tryndamere to go mid in the end, and how did you guys respond to that?
We didn't really know. We were kind of guessing that it could go mid, right? Because we are just, yeah, it's Tryndamere on 4 is usually a flex, so we are like, okay, it could go mid. We're not really surprised, but Kevs was kind of feeling the Silas, even though I don't even think it's that great of a matchup. He's like, just give me Silas, guys. I think I have a good feeling, and then he was just 1v9ing, you know, so.
Yeah, I feel like you have to trust Caps, right, in those situations. But I want to quickly talk about your performance and also history at international tournaments. Of course, when we saw you last time at Worlds, it didn't go too well result-wise for your team then. But now you guys are on for a potential 8-0 coming out of your group. How great does that feel, and how would you rate your own performance?
It definitely feels great from 0-6 to 7-0 right now. Definitely feels great. I think I've developed a lot since then as well. For my own performance, though, I think I can still play a lot better. I think I still have to up my game a bit in order to like beat the other good teams. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty certain that we're gonna probably just win again. We're having a lot of fun today, actually, since we're locked. But yeah, maybe we'll see some more spicy picks. Maybe another Caps will carry, and maybe this time Jankas will hit a spear or something. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to end the day.
Now, you guys are also on a different win streak, which will be a 20-0 if you win your next game. How important is that for you going into the Rumble stage to know that you're going to come in pretty flawlessly?
Definitely feels great. We're actually talking about it internally with the team. I think the biggest or the longest winning streak was 28 wins, if I'm not wrong, by Flashfulls. It's not something that we're like looking to do very strongly, right? We're just playing the game, and if you win, we win, right? So, I mean, if we can break a record, that would be awesome, right? Definitely looking forward to do that. I think we have what it takes to do that. So I'm definitely looking forward for it. But yeah, I mean, I forgot what it felt like to lose, you know. My Nexus is never destroyed. It's always the enemy Nexus, which is a very nice feeling, right? Hopefully I won't have to feel that for a long time.
It will be a very G2 thing to get a record. You guys like doing that. And lastly, speaking of not losing, there's a couple of other teams right now at MSI who are also not losing. And if T1 and RNG do make it to the next stage, how do you think you guys are going to fare going up against them? And is there anyone that you're looking forward to playing?
I mean, definitely, I think both Zeus and Bin are really strong top laners. Definitely looking forward to play against them. I think it's going to be a really nice challenge. And I think both teams are really, really strong as well going into this tournament. Hopefully, we will bring a good momentum into Rumble stage and have some good performances. Because I think it's not about Rumble stage in the end. I think it will matter a lot when it comes to the knockout stages, right? And if you are on our peak level at that time, I think we can definitely win the whole thing.
Well, thank you very much, Brokenblade, for joining me, and good luck in your pursuit for that win streak.
Thank you.
It's time to throw this back to Drakos on the desk to break everything down.
I'm just... He trash talk his own teammate.
Referee ruling
does not count.
Own team trash talk does not count.
Can I get production in on this one? He was trash talking his teammate.
Else's, we
it
will
counts,
call
right?
that. It does not count. That is no
Drakos
point.
makes the rules
we have
here.
word from producer Depa. Now I'll defer to producers if they want to give one away. But no, all right, no trash talk there. But up next, round 2 between ORD and AG, who faced off earlier today in Game 2, their 4th matchup now. And earlier today, as we look back at the draft and back at some of the stuff that happened, sadly for ORD, it's hard. Because I would love to be like, oh, this one guy really popped off, really did this great thing, and we should focus in on him. But it has just felt like an uphill battle across the map. You know, maybe Viego gets out, oh, but suddenly there's an ORD there. And it's just been hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, and usually when you are put in a position like this where you're already counted out of the tournament, you just want to put your best foot forward as a team, right? You want to have the best memory as a team. You want to look best for the fans out there who are still awake in Oceania. You know, because if you're looking at Kevy, who has had a spectacular season thus far in the LCO, you know, you want to just basically pick what is comfortable for you, or just like have a little bit of fun, right? So that's what I'm expecting here. The last time we saw them go up against Evil Geniuses, Inspired lived in his jungle.
Yeah, that's true.
It was pretty disgusting on that front. So let's try first goal here. Protect Kevy's camps at all costs.
Honestly, I don't actually mind if they make it messy. Like, I don't mind if it has to become skirmish heavy, as it did back in the LCO, where they had Cillian at the first mode prioritized champion due to how much they fought and they needed a revive in the fights. I agree with defending Kevy's camp, so you're at least getting him ahead. But I also feel Kevy needs to understand when the lanes are coming in and crashing, and then they need shadowing. And I feel like if you can fight at that point, where Kevy is at the right spot, at the right town, and you just make it messy, you win one of those skirmishes in the early game, and you try and use that momentum, that would be great for ORD, because having something to rely on in the early games, then start stacking the objectives, which they are so good at doing at LCO, that could really give them a win condition. Or if they could just make it messy and, you know, go out with a bang for their last game.
Exactly, and remember, and when we're talking about they're doing it for their fans, it's not just the LCO fans, the Oceanic fans. It's also the LJL fans. Remember, Corporal played in the LJL in the past, so we're channeling a lot of energy for a win here for ORD.
Yeah, and if you play well enough, someone in North America could pick you up next season, Raz.
Boom.
It could happen.
Hey, look, remember, he played in LJL. Across the globe, scouts are watching in this game. But no, for me, I think for these new players, specifically, I'm looking at Puma, just because Puma performed, I would say, the best. He was their main carry. He picked up a lot of player of the games throughout his time in the LCO, and he's a Vayne aficionado. I would love to see him on a pick that he wants to play, wants to have fun with, and also is super comfortable with, and that they can play around. I think they're a front-to-back type of team. That would be my guess.
And the last game he played, the Ezreal, we had a solid scoreline. Ultimately, it was difficult because it felt like a lot of things were falling apart around him, and it was maybe the safety of Ezreal that allowed him not to rack up too many deaths in that category. But there are little glimmers that we can look toward, little things that we can hope for that this team can show off more of. Even if it's not going to be about the win, just individuals playing the things that they're known for, I think. Showing off a little bit and showing us a good level and a competitive level is, I think, the most you can ask for at this point.
Yeah, and like, just have fun with it, right? I mean, it's the last tournament of the day. Like, come in shooting, no regrets. Like, at least, you know, just give everything you had. And if you want to have fun with it, that's the approach they take. That's the fun the casters will be having with it as well. I just feel like, make this your game, whatever happens.
Yeah. Is your game going to be cheesy or very serious? That's the
Ooh.
#1 question. I don't actually know. I don't know what their mindset is, because BioPanther seemed like in his interview earlier today that he said very much that like wanted to give the boys the experience, and he seemed to have that. It's a very good mindset, but a mindset that would also indicate to me that they're going to take every game seriously.
Yeah, I would agree so. I think for them, their mentality, I'm pretty happy that it seems like they're pretty positive, right? Taking every experience as they can as a team. But also, even if they're trying new picks, it's not as if they're not taking it as seriously. Like BioPanther is a great example of this. Sure, he's played his Scion picks and everything, but he's got the Urgot. He played the Kayle, which I think is objectively good in the game like that.
Yep.
You just want to be able to scale a little bit more and the game to go a little longer. So I think he's going to take a step back, literally go in the opposite direction. With this group in particular, Evil Geniuses and G2 go quickly.
Yeah.
The type of game, they will end at like 20 minutes. So I expect a more fast-paced game.
Speaking of going quickly, I'm about to do the toss. Until I finish my words, you cannot run and search for that dagger. It is now time to toss to the cash as we head into picks and ban for Order versus Yinsu. Go, boys. Go, boys. Go. Run. Find your dagger.
G'day, g'day. Good luck, Raz and Guldborg, with hunting for that dagger.
I was going to say, you guys just want to take the pick ban? Could lead to pick ban analyst. That's do that in NA sometimes.
That's
you know,
true.
that way they can't get the dagger.
Yeah,
Keep
I
them
like
locked
that.
down the desk.
I like that. Anything that prevents Raz from completing his mission. As long as it's funny.
I mean, there's a couple things about that as the drafts are starting up. We'll see how it goes, if it goes memery or try hard.
Well,
But the other thing is, there's a pun about casters saying down under. We could voting block.
Specifically.
Well, not down under, but
Under,
under.
yeah.
Under. So we could voting block in some sense if we convince. Well, if we don't do it, we convince the people coming after us to go and not do it as well.
We could.
Then no one will make a pun, and Guldborg is guaranteed to lose.
That's true.
If we wanted NA to get 1 dub today over EU today, that could be the dub we get.
Hey, you know what? I'm on board. We'll see what happens here, though. Kayle gonna get hovered again.
That did not go well last time.
Did not. Good old range meaning Kayle. Takes a little while to scale. Once you get there, oh boy, great champion. But getting there, tricky to say the least.
Definitely tricky. Also a champion that, even when she scales, you still kind of need like your team to play well around you. You're not like...
Yeah, very team reliant. I think that's a good way to put it. Karthus, though, somewhat team reliant, especially when it comes to getting baited early, which has certainly been a weakness of Orders this time.
I feel bad for Kevy. A lot of the games, he has gotten harassed early on. A lot of his picks and a lot of like the good jungle carry champions don't want that.
Yes.
A lot of them want, like for Karthus or Evelynn or some of these other things.
Doing it to him?
Is he going to do it?
That'd be... Oh, baby!
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet, taking Kevy's own champions
I love
against
this.
him. The Karthus was something that had been played a couple times actually at the start of the tournament, the first opening days, which seemed to drop off rather quickly. I think this is the first Karthus we have seen since maybe day 2?
No way.
Could be wrong, but
No way. Another shot, this is a pick.
it could be. Here's what I'm thinking. You got to play the enemy's champs to learn what they do.
That is accurate.
Vulcan and Jenny, not the case.
I'm trying to think of like what I can agree to if Vulcan plays Pyke this game. I'd like, you know, any hot peppers around, I'll eat one of those on air. I'll do something. There's no way, no shot he's playing Pyke this game.
Why not? I see no reason with it when Inspired... I can tell you this. I doubt Inspired has a game of Evelynn and Scrims this week.
Can I chug this Red Bull? Is that reasonable? I don't know. Like, we got to think of something. You can keep the brain.
You
brain
keep
rolling.
thinking.
You keep drafting.
Because I'm just saying, like it's gonna happen. So you can think about what you're gonna do.
All right.
The Leona locked in for Corporal. So far, I know as much as we're talking about the Karthus and the Evelynn. It's a pretty honest draft thus far when we were talking about it. So we'll see what they try and do. I think you heard them talking about giving the boys the experience. I do think this is something where, you know, if your sights are on Worlds and you want to be the best in your region, you do want to keep taking these games, trying to get what stage experience you can.
For sure.
The Renekton locked in. Okay, been a minute since we've seen this guy. Controversial champion. Crocodile does feel rather weak in the current meta, but I think if your game plan is I just want to have a strong topside matchup so that I can protect my Karthus, exactly. This makes sense. Also, kind of maybe blocking the Tryndamere from wanting to go top. Potentially.
You can flex it as well if you really need to.
True. Can flex everything around for both those. We just saw Jojo actually play the Tryndamere in the mid lane, so
Really interesting to see Jhin for Danny here. Not a champion. Certainly didn't play it in the LCS display, but we didn't have much Jhin in general until this MSI. I don't think he's played it so far this tournament. I certainly could be wrong. I know Mark will fact check me.
We'll check.
ASAP. But, you know, kind of in the vein of like, hey, like we're trying to, you know, maybe expand our horizons, learn kind of what's happening. Jhin is a champion that, you know, Danny obviously knows his way around, but if he hasn't played it on stage, not a bad time to pull it out.
He has played it during the split twice.
Oh.
3 games career for him on Jhin. Just doesn't speak to when we were talking about the strengths of Danny. You even saw it a little bit in that last game, even though they lost. Like, when he gets Tristana, he can start making plays, start popping off. Same things with the Zeres and the champions that have more mobility and individual carry potential. Jhin, backline sniper, not really the play, but, you know, like we're talking about, trying different strategies out. Can potentially help for what looks to be the bones of a dive comp, to be fair, with Evelynn and Tryndamere. They want to be assassinating people, so Jhin can contribute to that game plan.
Well, 2 ADs banned for Puma, the Trist you mentioned, and Kisee. GP banned for Impact. Seems very reasonable. GP also just generally pretty strong these days. Wonder if we'll see the Gwen getting banned. Wonder if they'll just leave it. Aatrox actually going to be the selection there instead. Don't want Impact to have that one.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Some of the mismatch roles, they're assuming it seems like that is a mid lane Tryndamere yet again, kind of telegraphing that and saying, well, even if you do want to take a top, we've already got it as the Bard. All right. Vulcan wants, you can see at least EG is pulling out some more stylistic picks, stylish picks, I should say. Things that they haven't played a ton on stage before. I think Jojo just enjoys playing Tryndamere.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, give me that again. I was having a good time last game, actually.
It looks pretty good, actually. I mean, like, he got savagely outplayed by Caps in, like, the mid game, but that's just because Caps is Caps. Like, in lane, he was doing great. Like, with his counter pick, looking pretty good. Like, yes, I think the overall plan, playing that style is not something we've known EG for as well, so it was tough to beat G2's macro, but individually, Jojo did look good.
Yeah, G2 absolutely slammed EG on the later portions of that game. Yeah. And so far, EG's been slamming order. It's kind of been a pretty defined pecking order, tier list, you know, of this team beats up this team.
Not a circle, though. It's just a straight drop.
It's a waterfall.
Yeah.
It's a very long waterfall. The drops seem pretty severe.
Ooh, Akali.
Alrighty, we saw the Akali banned, actually, last game to make sure that you did not have to play the Tryndamere into the Akali, I believe was the concern. So now it looks like we're going to get a pretty skilly matchup in the mid lane, barring this flexing top. But with the Ornn hover, everyone's having fun and Impact's like, I consider...
Ooh, I'm getting baited.
I said Ornn, I meant Sion.
I'm definitely getting baited.
No. Okay, at least he's having fun. I was worried Impact was going to lock in Sion, like, I consider this the fun champion. No.
I feel like even for, you know, someone as good as tanks as Impact, I feel like that's not even his fun tank. Like, Shen might be more of a fun tank for Impact. Sion is like, it's very too serious, I think.
Alrighty, so a lot of short-range melee champions. A Jhin and a Karthus. Graves locked in to go jungle. Karthus flexed bot. So, interesting bot lane matchup.
Spicy, let's say.
I feel like both Karthus and Jhin are not going to have a fun time this game. A lot of dive threats, no peel. If you die, you die. No one's going to come help you. The only advantage for Karthus is when you die, you still get to do things. So maybe in their favor.
We'll dive, no peel. Interesting track. As we'll see what happens here in this one. It is Order's final game? No, they're playing again.
They play G2 after this.
My brain's working. I was like, I looked at the number and I was like, that number should be 8. It's 6. And then I couldn't do it. It was too hard.
I made that mistake earlier where the other groups are playing like a six game schedule. So you see a 6-0, you're like, they must be done. Nope, they aren't.
They're on stage at 06, must be done.
Yeah. That's a big bait.
Alrighty then. Well, we'll see what happens here. Group is decided, of course, so it is all fun and games from this point onwards. At least for this game and the next one.
Yes.
We're back to stakes for the back 3 of our 9-game day.
For dessert.
Yes.
We open the day with some steaks.
For breakfast.
I guess
we've
for
had
lunch. Lunch is not.
We're lunch right now.
Yeah, but it's not. You don't get any steaks for lunch. What are you getting?
Yes. I mean,
there's no steaks. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you had them for breakfast. You had steak for breakfast.
So I'm saying, what's for lunch, Pastry?
All right, well. What's something fun? Is it just dessert for lunch? Have we just gone full degenerate?
I don't know. You just get like some food you can play with but doesn't actually sustain you. There's like these like jelly things. Oh.
Is it like fast food? Is it just going full?
I don't know. Yeah.
Hamburgers. All right.
I don't know. We can't figure. We're too dumb for this joke to play well.
That's definitely true.
Line defense makes sense. Want to protect Inspired's start.
Also on flexes because we are At least my brain is catching up. Jojo is mid with the Irelia. That's his counter pick here for this Akali. So again, utilizing this Tryndamere nicely on the red side here for EG as far as drafts go. But there is a lot happening here. Kevy walking on in. Gonna get himself hit. Gives him the thumbs up. And walks away.
I think that was a check to see, like, are they actually on their points, potentially? Because Inspire can hide. Back there, see if they actually are starting red. They go cross map. Nice stun onto Kisee. A little bit of pretty chunk onto Kisee, excuse me. I apologize. It's fine.
It works. Corporal here with the counter. Bit of pressure, but not going to pull the trigger just yet. Puma going to be annoying. Kind of helps out a little, but, you know, get some vision, get some info. Back to bot lane we go.
So some defensive wards as well on the top side for EG there. Tryndamere, impact, face check the blue buff, make sure that's where Graves was starting. And then on the way out, dropped a ward on the jungle entrance.
That is a lot of buttons pressed there for Jojo. Just surfs through the wave and then smacks Kisee in the face.
Yep, start stacking up that Conqueror, get your AD up. And there, this is why that ward was smart by impact. Like I said, going cross map, splitting it. Gonna stay top side for Kevy, which means Inspire will have to go invade onto the bot lane.
Nope.
Or he's gonna contest it.
He's going for it.
They have mid prio, it's not the worst contest.
Jojo just having Ignite as well. So here we go. Ooh, impact coming down as well, using that vision they got early. And Kevy, even not in his own jungle's getting invaded. Level 1 Tryndamere though. Not too good, but not too bad. Impact though does successfully deflect the invade.
Yep, defends the invade. Nicely done there. Gets chunked out a little bit, but was going to sack the push to the Renekton anyway, so he'll catch this underneath his turret, pop the Q, heal up a little bit. Did start D-shield as well, understanding that this is going to be a bit of a tougher matchup in the early levels.
I am sad that he isn't using Outback Renekton, I'll be honest, but we know we'll hold that thought because Corporal's in a bit of trouble here. Puma trying to make it happen. Exhausto is down, and Danny just shooting away. 4 shot at the ready, but looks like it's going to be aimed at that back minion there as Jojo. Is he just going to die? Not yet. Going to hit him, though, for a bit of extra damage.
Nice chunk there.
We're back.
Kevy's not done yet. But I don't know. I guess there's no way Order knows that that was warded out, so this is the second time in a row that they want to use their top pressure to get on top of Inspired, but they just see it coming, especially with BioPanther just leaving top lane. It was, even if that ward wasn't out there still to catch Kevy coming in, it was very telegraphed. A bit of a slow clear now for Kevy, getting cycled out, only on 8 camps, Inspired, getting the bot to top clear and actually getting all 3 of his camps done.
See that in the XP difference. Jojo looking for the all-in! Such a nice first blood there out of Jojo, flexing with them hands. As Corporal in trouble here down the bottom side, but Puma with some nice Qs. Danny barely dodging that one.
A little dicey, but the double range advantage for EG in the bot lane, giving them control of this lane. And jojopyun, you see how much he enjoys scrapping on the melee champions. He did a little bit in Tryndamere last game. His Sylas game, he also had a pretty nasty one versus Order, but he's also willing to die a lot on Sylas. There was a very famous Xin Zhao game from earlier in the split, where he's playing against the Xin Zhao and always took the Sylas ult to play with. Here we go. Just easy. Stun lands, chunked out, double Q with the W, ignite, insta-kill. Bot lane, just difficult to actually kill Danny. Nice trading, I would say, to just kind of force out some health down, but it's going to be a hard matchup for his Bard. Top Danny back up. They have the push. They have the heal, sustain. Not going their way so far.
Nope. Danny goes back, gets some longswords. Back for Puma, gets a bit more AP. Has 2 rings and a book. Ready to go in the bottom half of the map as Vulcan continuing to roam around, try and track Corporal, get some vision denied away. It is probably, fortunately, Guardian Bard for Vulcan. Not Electrocute, not going for the full I want to hurt you. Doesn't even have the harass AP support item, but Vulcan being very respectful of how squishy Bard can be. As Jojo is freezing against Kisee. Feels bad, man.
Yep, just tracking Corporal as well, knowing that he's going to support him. Both mid laners having some backup. Make some cocoa for Jojo.
That's so nice.
Can drink that whenever he needs a little top-up.
Jojo again, just trimming this wave, knows it's coming in. Wants to try and hold it if he can, but I think those caster creeps are going to break this slowly. Jojo, though, is holding on. Kisee is very far up now. Jojo's going for it, gets the stun, but the flip is nice. Buff it away from the incoming Irelia, and Jojo doesn't want to dive in because he thinks maybe someone's there. But of course, as soon as I say that, he does have an escape back with that extra minute he left behind. Has the Coco for the trade. Nice.
Yep, just slurps it up. Slurps it up, gets healed up. Inspired actually gonna make a play on the top side coming around this gank.
Ghost has been popped. Charm has been used, and BioPanther is like, I can only get out by trying to kill you. Oh, no, man. Oh, nice max range charm there after the flash, but it's gonna be K maybe here. Kisee with the ulti. Onto Impact we go, but he's got ulti and Inspired's is far enough away that there is no trade to be had.
Yeah, Impact had to flash in for the kill, but at level 6, Kisee knows he can't actually get that kill, so gold on.
Oh no, in bottom lane, Corporal gets himself bound up and Vulcan has enough. Now he's really going for it. Whoa, that stun was tasty. And Vulcan slapping away on Puma, who's got no mana. Dan needs to get in range. The minions are getting in the way. Vulcan's like, I might dive this tower. I might.
He'll do it. Don't
the dive's there. Q's good. One more auto. Flash. Puma's out. But for how much longer? Vulcan's still going. There's mid lane. It's Kevy taken down by Jojo in the 1v2. We'll have to catch that one on the back end. But Jojo having a grand old time this game.
Yeah, we're quickly running to a scrappy game. 4 kills in 6 minutes. Gonna keep this pace up. Jojo's been doing quite well in the mid lane, able to use that Vamp Scepter early to stay topped up. We'll have to see, like you said, how he got that kill onto Kevy. But yeah, unfortunate for Kisee is what I was saying, that Impact with ult was not really a target, so he goes on to Inspire, but Inspire was far enough back, safe under the turret. Quick kill onto BioPanther. Everyone is on the board now for EG.
Yep, Danny has an assist. Gonna be hunting for some kills later on. But we're vibing. BioPanther gets the wave pushed in. Jojo spends his money. He is 700 gold ahead of his lane opponent currently. Put that in the not bad column. Also Inspired with a decent little lead as well.
Yeah, 2k gold advantage for the team. I think it was last time they played earlier today. It was a 9k gold advantage, 15 minutes in. I guess you can look for a new PB.
That's true. Always good to do better than your last time. Inspired gets the blue. Jojo could use it, doesn't need it. So Inspired happy to take that there on the Evelynn. Has the ulti as well. As the passive, of course, upgraded.
Yeah, I mean, team comp-wise, damage-wise, it's actually a good Evelynn comp. It's a lot of scrappy laners for you to go find kills in. You get to take your blue buffs, physical damage, laners, so you also get to stack AP, and no one will build any resist against you. So we'll see if Inspire can pop off. Doesn't work like that.
It looks funny, though. Oh, no, hang on, no. Maybe it's a disaster. It's all a great bait. Nice side step for Corporal. The charm still lands in the melee range. The root is good. Danny gonna keep on slapping. Needs a couple more autos. There's a good slow Dark Harvest procced for Danny. And Inspired grabs one.
They just abandoned him. Kevy was like, Dan, I'm gonna go to try and farm my camps and get them before they spill over and start taking Vs away. They might have been able to save him. I don't know if a smoke screen could have deterred something or not, but didn't even attempt it. Left Corporal to die. Went for the CS. Gonna be a struggle.
Certainly so. As, like you said, doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Looks fun as Jojo's getting aggressive. Now he's 1v1ing the enemy top laner. All right, Jojo, relax.
No, don't. Keep it up. Feels bad for Order, man. We were talking about this a little bit at the start of us coming into this, just how tough it is that there's no pool 3 for them to be able to scrap out in their group. Unfortunate draw for them to be in the small group. It's nice. NA versus EU. Everyone's the majority English-speaking broadcast.
Yep.
Feels nice, but without someone else in the pool 3 group, it's just you're fighting against 2 teams from major regions that you expect to move on, and they've been getting beat up quite a bit this tournament.
Nice to see some hands dip though from Jojo, but Order not done. Very feisty team, especially at this point of the tournament. I think they're happy to be scrappy.
Last game for EG as well. I feel like they're very much in a, if it goes well, it goes well. If it goes bad, it goes bad. But we're not going to be playing slow.
Ooh, Vard's level 6. Vulcan thinking about it. Hex Flash dash over the wall there onto the Rift Herald. Start up the objective, why not? Have enough control to get it going, but Impact is going to deter the continuation. Roams down to see what's happening.
Stops the Rift Herald. Whew. It's going to be a fast game, I think. It's tough for them for Order to find an objective they can fight around. Bot lane, like we said, was going to have prio for EG. Top side, where you might have had strength, went bad already. Mid and top lane have been getting kills, so you don't really have an in now. Both teams are very scrappy teams, like we were saying, with just some range carries in the Karthus and Jhin, who don't really... They're more probably supportive. I'm going to ult and hope that it makes Akali get the kill or whatever, so... Not a good start, 3k down.
All right, with that in mind then, it is 10 minutes 30 or so on the clock. Production, if you could tell me what the fastest game with MSI has been so far, I would love to know. And Mark, how fast is this fast game going to be? We'll hold that thought for Jojo to hit people, but no deaths just yet.
So we heard from production it was 2030.
2030. That's very fast.
I believe we cast that game. That was Dancing Shelly RNG game.
Oh yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah. So I think it'll be tough for them to get
crack
faster.
that.
Yeah.
All right, are we sub 25 gamers or?
Maybe.
Yeah. You want the over or under on 25?
I mean, EG have a chance to int. There's always that possibility.
Give them the opportunity to make a couple
do a
mistakes,
Baron
you know?
throw, make an oopsie. Yeah, can
Okay.
always happen. Impact doing some dirty farming.
I'll take the under if you want the over on 25.
I'll take the over. Sure.
All right. Keep an eye on it here. Impact slapping away. Kevy the target. 1v1, v2 is easy there for Impact, but he is gonna die. Dragon goes over, but Impact's running away. Oh, he's got flash. He might be all right. Kisee can't get in range. Doesn't have flash himself, and Impact's out of there.
You doubted Impact.
I did doubt him. I'm
Tryndamere
sorry, Impact.
slaps Kevy down in his own jungle, who was trying to stop the dirty farming, kills him. That also means that there's no one on the map to stop any creepy 2 dives from happening bot lane.
Tempered Vapes. Lining it up. Oh, the pre-charm. That's filthy. Doesn't line up for the Q. Doesn't want to get Puma involved, but the root's good for Danny anyway. There's the follow-up damage, and it's enough for Danny. Nabs his kill for the game.
Yeah, able to finish off Puma there. Funny little wrist misdirect. They charm him initially, then jump on the Corporal. Then Puma stays there. He had flash up, but was trying to help get Corporal out of there. Ends up dying himself. Shorted the ult by Inspired a little bit.
Vanguard's Edge, I can see you because you're ignited, and JoJo's gonna get nothing yet because the tick down's not enough.
Yeah, did not have any way to finish him off there. Nice little trade out though. Almost got the kill. Lost his ignite though, so a little bit lower kill threat. So if you're Kisee, you're pretty happy about that one.
Look, anytime you don't get 1v1 by JoJo is a good time.
Sure.
For you at least. For JoJo, it's a great time. He loves it. He's going in no matter what. 3-0 already for the Irelia. Blade of the Ruin King done. Impact slapping the tower. BioPanther's roaming back up. Trying to kick this Tryndamere out of the lane. It's like solo queue all over again.
Oh, it's going to be tough. Not going to be able to do that one very easily. Going to have... at some point, I don't know the last time Impact back now that I'm looking at items and everyone else is. I'm like...
He's full build. What do you mean?
You should have more items. I'm not quite sure after that kill. I don't think he backed. He might have stayed out on the map after killing Kevy, let the red buff heal him up.
Eating the honey fruit. He doesn't mind at all. Kisee a little dash away, but kind of at the mercy of JoJo wanting to keep blade surging on top of you. Kisee though, with the emotes, you have to love that. A little bit of banter between the players, because you know it's kind of hard to type when you.
Everyone's an emote gamer this tournament.
It's good. I love to see that. JoJo's been. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. Those quick hands, he can kind of emote. You know, his EPM very high.
It's emotes per minute.
Yeah, real good.
It's a stat we want to track in the future. Get on it, Death Steve. Who's the memeiest player?
That's either automatable or you've made someone very sad. As Kisee once again 1v1ing JoJo. JoJo getting a little low as JoJo going back through. Does it the ulti? But Kisee, it's not up yet, and JoJo ultless finds another solo.
Q backs away from the E from Kisee, baits that one out, then flash Q's back in. Nice kill there. Gonna be able to grab some turret plates most likely as well, given that they know the jungler's down the bot side.
3v2. Cleanse flash. Janny trying to escape back to the Coco we go as Vulcan gets a nice tempered fate, but it's just to buy a bit of time for Inspired, who's gonna leap out of there. It's a great bait. Inspired cleans up too swiftly as Danny gets out from under the ulti, and Puma is completely trapped, and Danny will get another donation.
Danny getting a couple kills now on the board himself after completing the Umbral Glaive, gathering a bunch of Dark Harvest stacks as well. Absolutely popping off. And Impact, meanwhile, people have started to ignore him. Lonely old Impact on the top island.
And there he is, just vibing. As I'm scared. This is literally every time they pan to jojopyun now, I'm scared if there's another enemy champion on the screen. I just assume that he's going to try and kill them.
Probably.
Yeah.
At this point, it's already an 8,000 gold lead, and they've only broken top turret. Bot lane's going to drop here. Getting to their gold lead, similar from the previous game, almost 9,000. Not quite as much. I don't remember if it was exactly 9,000 from the last matchup.
Almost there, so watch this one again. Very nice little bait here from Vulcan and Inspired.
A lot of traps set up, so right there, Corporal's going to take that trap damage, then there's the K4, that one's going to end up doing some work as well. Vulcan, nice double root up there. Kind of baiting them forward here, Inspired, stealthing on in. The double stun, root, ult combination is disgusting. Puma goes, you know what, I'm going to kill you, Danny. Then there's that trap I was referencing, walks on top of that one, takes that damage. Decides, you know what, I'm going to get the wave.
You got at least 2 Dark Harvest stacks, actually.
Yeah, that's what
from
I'm saying.
traps. Really nice stuff there. As well, Impact go ahead and take the hell. And as we do so, as a reminder, you know what? Maybe you want to add an emote to your arsenal. Scare prize! Don't forget you grab your exclusive Scare Prize Prime Gaming emote so you can strut when you flash in and turn a fight around. Or just use it whenever you want. Just like JoJo. Get that emotes per minute.
Or get it.
Rising.
Get it. forget to use it for your entire time you play League of Legends. That's what's like half of my skin. I always forget what I have. Base skin. Here we go.
Emote randomizer when. Corporal stunned up against the wall. Leona not so tanky, inspired. Executing the poor Leona.
Man, everyone's just throwing their ults out there. They're doing, I want the kill. Jojo whipped his out.
Spire's still going. Chasing down Kevy. Kevy knows what this is like because he plays as champion. Rift Herald has been summoned in the top half of the map. Impact is 1v1 only. He has built his own little howling abyss in the top half of the Rift.
No, BioPanther's there.
Oh, never mind. Hang on. We've got more champions up here. What's going on? Impact's going for it. Oh no, is he going to give the first kill away? Looks like he might be doing so, but again, he's got the Ghost, he's got the Flash, he's got the dash, he's out of there!
Very hard to lock down Impact, gets the ult Ghost out. He also has Gale Force completed, so a little bit extra mobility. There's always been a little bit of debate of which item you should go. This is definitely a good Gale Force game with how scrappy it is.
Have we had a perfect game so far this MSI 2022?
I do not believe so.
Someone will inform me shortly.
We have had, I believe, no kill games.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we've had a perfect game, which means...
We're on pace, which means it's not going to happen.
No turrets, no dragons,
no Rift
objectives
Heralds,
of any kind, and no kills. Perfect game.
We're on the path, which
You are allowed
usually
to
means
CS.
I've cast a cursed. You are allowed to CS, that's true. It's very challenging. I think it's... You know what? I don't want to think about it. It has to be impossible to deny someone CS. There's been like some nice ones, right?
There's been
Fake Cassie vs. LeBlanc comes to mind, but they get at least one. You know, they get the chicken. They get the raptor.
There's always like the Flame Horizon, then it's like the X2, X3, like
Yep.
Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Like what level of Flame Horizon is it? If you get to a 2x Flame Horizon in a single game, that's pretty impressive.
It is good. We can, maybe we can, I don't know, Inferno Horizon? How deep can we go?
No.
No? Okay.
It's only Flame Horizon. Once you
That's
get
true.
the thing named after you in
That's
League,
true.
it's pretty eternal. Like, how many people watching this watched Flame play? I don't know. How many
At least 2 people, because we both did.
True, fair enough. But I mean, also like, oh, JoJo's dead.
Alrighty, gonna get the ulti off, and once again, I have cursed it. That was the prediction. Order
Within
getting
a
one on the
minute.
board. LCO, you're welcome.
Within a minute of opening your mouth, you have betrayed North America, returning to your Oceania roots.
That has to be, I mean, again, we don't track that, and I'm not asking anyone to track that, but that has to be up there for speedrunning Caster Curse records, at least for perfect games.
Stop looking for records. You're looking for records everywhere.
Impact, though, again, he's been perma here in the top side, so he's just going to keep on shoving. 10 stacks, by the way, for Inspired on his freshly purchased book. Needs some reading as he moves into the next stage.
10 stacks, not bad. I expect he'll be able to grab the full 25 at some point. JoJo's death did alleviate some pressure for a little bit for Order. Still probably at a 10k deficit pre-20 minutes. Not going to be able to make that one up.
I think the worry, though, is that it does make jojopyun stronger. He's definitely he believes in all the columns in KDA. You know?
Going for the elusive triple-double.
He could be. I don't think we'll get it this game, but he is the kind of player that just goes for it. Doesn't matter how many deaths, and I feel like he gets more powerful. It's kind of like Yasuo, but in every champion. Look at him go! He doesn't care at all.
Bard's coming down,
Look at this
though. Whoop.
Look at this brazen
Is he going to take that?
pushing.
Look at that respect. Respecting Order, knowing that...
They're going back in. Like, there's no way.
I thought he was going to try and line an E stun over the wall and actually just go for it. But no, they respect Order. We're concerned about taking that 2v3. Playing with pressure now, getting it in the mid. Top, like we already said, down. Impact rotatos over to take the mid lane turret. Gonna grab that.
And back he goes. He's like, I've done my job. I've grouped. I showed presence. I'm going to go ahead and relax. Move back over as JoJo looks for the stunt onto Kisee, but again, just taking most opportunities they can find. Order very cramped now in this game. It's being pushed completely back to their base.
Yeah, already onto the inhibitor turrets now for Impact, slapping away. Order looks like they have completely abandoned trying to stop him. I mean, BioPanther does go up there to clear out the minions, but you're kind of just going to let him go. Pick your poison at this point. All the lanes are having a lot of push potential. Some resets coming in, though, alleviating some pressure. I think EG is going to look for the quick Baron.
As a reminder, I took the under on 25 minutes. I'm feeling a touch foolish at this stage, but it's winnable, as they say.
Never underestimate the EG carry's potential to kill themselves in side lanes.
Once already. How many more are we going to get? Impact in a 1v2, but again, he's got all the buttons, but I think they've got the chase. Gale Force is out of the way. Undying Rage is going for it, and Impact's like, yeah, I'm going to kill you. Kiss is like, okay, I'm out of here. But Puma has the last lock. Oh, nice locket, Vulcan. Impact's going to stay alive.
Locket might have been in range even over that wall. Might be thin enough to get the Guardian Shield. During that time, of course, EG was just doing Baron. So Red Bull Baron power play now in EG's back pocket, while Impact was running decoy duty.
Yep. Gonna go back as well. I thought Vulcan had like stolen the Coco he had pre-set up for Impact. I'm like, that's a bit rude. Give it the Impact, maybe wants to stay out on the map, but he doesn't. He's got items to buy. Last Whisper now among his backpack of items that he'll be carrying back towards the top half of the Rift. And with the Baron, EG are going to keep my dreams alive, winning the game in under 25 minutes and not being wrong to Markz, which doesn't happen very often.
You could still be right. Don't, you know, just one team fight, so it ended.
I believe, but I'm not confident.
Let's see. Order setting up the brush bait. Danny, walk in there, please, is what they're thinking.
I mean, Vulcan's going to walk in there with the sweeper. Vulcan, one-shottable potentially, but had quite a lot in the tank to be safe. We'll be all right, even though Locket's on cooldown. Jojo wants it, but here's a different fight. Corporal caught roaming in his own jangle. W lands. Danny doesn't juke that one, but Vulcan might have enough. Kisee, though, looking for the play on the other side. Rocket belts forward, doesn't have enough range for the ulti. Spotted by the trap, gonna have to back away. Beautiful little Rudy jukes back into it, and the charm lands for Inspired. Needs to pop out of the shroud. Throws the Q willy-nilly as jojopyun is diving the enemy, exhausted while the tower is still active.
Has flashed further into the base.
All right, he's getting more powerful. There's a kill on the Kevy. There might be another Tempered Fate.
No
Will it
way.
buy the precious time? Jojo's still alive. And Kisee diving back in. That exhaust is nice. He will get the kill. But Danny's going to get the counter. Corporal's going to get rooted in place. And EG, they may do it. We're on the clock, Mark. We got 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
jojopyun was attempting to do his best Caps cosplay, taking a 1v3, trying to get out, ends up dropping. They do find a number of kills, though. Break open the top lane base, onto the towers in Pastrytime.
Let's go! I should have believed in them. EG gonna end with one final game. A bit of confidence as they move towards the Rumble stage. They will take down Order again.
They take him down. Inspired flashes the A's flare. Not sure why. There we go. Done now with the play, or the group skate, excuse me, for Evil Geniuses, finishing 4-4. While a decent looking record, not exactly how you want to get it. Obviously, you wish you had taken some games off G2, cemented themselves over Order, but now they are ready to begin preparing for their next set of opponents.
As we say back home, better than a stick in the eye. 4-4, moving on to the next stage of the tournament. You would have wanted to beat G2, but it's better than that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Makes sense.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Perhaps we can teach more phrases
We can
to
try.
our friends.
So
We have one more Order game left.
They do. You know a lot of them. I don't know any. So looking ahead for EG, I think Impact has looked good.
Yes.
Inspired has been a little hit or miss, I think, but it depends on kind of the game state and like what the team is like. Hey, you need to do this for us, Inspired. But more or less good. I think bot lane for them is something that people will want to see improvements with. I know a lot of people online upset at Vulcan and Danny for some of these laning phases, and even out of them not quite hitting the same levels they were hitting in North America. And then Jojo, I think people expected up and down, but more or less, I think acceptable for what we were expecting coming in, going up against Caps, one of the greatest of all time.
Yep.
Western GOAT, you know, like, yeah, you're probably going to lose that matchup, but he's looked okay.
Yeah, excited to see him potentially power up as he moves through the tournament, but it's time for us to step away. But the Analysts, don't worry, have you covered with the breakdown on the other side before G2 takes to the stage one final time.